The difference between someone who closes and someone who doesn't is identity, it's not ability. Like the best closers separate themselves by their identity. They are what they're selling. And this is probably a new concept for most people because what you've been taught to do is to come up with the best script and just stick to that and follow it. The gurus in sales that tell you to do it this way are not really seeing the bigger picture, and they're not helping people that don't yet already have an identity built for themselves like they do. And what they fail to realize is that their sales tactics may work, but they only work because that person has become the best version of themselves. And when you put sales tactics together with a great identity, you can learn to sell anything. It doesn't matter what you're selling. You've built a formula for success. And instead of taking advice from these gurus who are levels ahead of you in sales, you need to start from square one. Like you need to build yourself up first. By building up that identity, you're laying the foundations for your own success. And what does identity mean? Identity means consistency mixed with good habits. Those two words, consistency and good habits, already eliminate most people because most people just don't have the standards that they live up to each and every day. And that's why it shows in their performance. Like they live in an average life or below average lifestyle, and the only way to become an above average person is to have an above average work ethic and habits to go against the norm. And the problem is that the average person gets into sales and they think that they can just watch a couple YouTube videos, take a couple courses, and that information that they're consuming will just magically sink into their bodies and they'll become a master at sales. When in reality, the game of sales is mostly about your mindset and how far you're willing to push yourself. And most people know the truth about what they need to do to make improvements in their life and improvements in their sales. But the hard thing for them to admit is that what it really comes down to is that it just comes down to repetition, and that will take time. Like people want overnight results. Like people have TikTok brain, they have the shortest attention span ever recorded in history. So everything they see on social media that successful people do that they idolize, they think it's overnight. Like they have an unrealistic expectation of how long it will take them to reach that same level of success, which in reality, it could take you years to become the person that you're meant to be in order to start making money and having the freedom to live your life the way that you want to. And I know it's hard to sit here and listen to this because I'm speaking facts, but the good news is that you're hearing this right now, so you'll be able to make a change for yourself that most people are just unwilling to do. And making money is all about speed. And the quicker you hear this information, accept it, and then start making the proper changes that you need to make to become more successful, the sooner you'll get yourself ahead of the majority of the competition. Most people want to live like they're rich, but they're not rich in the mind. And as soon as you figure out that you can use your mind to overcome any obstacle, you'll become an instant master at sales. When you get on a sales call with people, the first thing that they notice is the first 5 seconds of like your appearance and how you carry yourself. If you don't make a good first impression, you don't control the conversation, you won't ever make the sale, because it's not about what you're selling, it's about the person who's selling it. Confidence and energy alone can make you a lot of money and they can close a lot of deals. And the way that you do that, the way that you stay confident and you keep good energy, is you keep control of the conversation the entire time. You have to realize that you are the expert here. Like these people are on the call with you because they want to buy from you. You are the one that's actually here to sell them. They're here for a reason. They didn't just end up here. You're basically doing an audition for yourself to prove to them why they should buy from you in the first place. And confidence and a good attitude can really help build rapport with the person to help them open up and give you their full trust. What most people don't realize is that what you're going for in the sales call is a transfer of trust. You need to first have that transfer of trust if you want to sell anything. And once you get that, you can pretty much say whatever you want to and however you want to the client, because the person trusts you enough that they don't really care how you speak to them as long as you can help them. And they don't really care because they trust you that you'll get them the results that you promised. This sounds simple, and it really is, but the thing is that a lot of people lack confidence. A lot of people go into the sales calls and they get nervous, and by default, they take a back seat instead of being in the driver's seat. And the biggest thing to always remember is that you are the expert here. You're the authority. Like people are seeking your approval, or else they would have gone somewhere else. They're here because they're curious. Like you caught their eye in some way, and whatever you're selling, it caught their attention specifically, And that's why they're here to meet with you specifically. That's something that you need to remember, that you have to be confident and you have to be deliberate. People can sense confidence out of you, and they can also sense you being nervous. If you start to get nervous about what you're selling, what makes you think that's going to give the client any sense of security in buying from you if you don't trust your own product or service? And these are the little things that you might not even realize or see in yourself, but they are there. And when you're weak-minded, these things come out, and they come out of nowhere and tear you down. And that's why it's important to build up a strong mindset and have an identity shift so that you can become the person that has an unbreakable confidence and good habits. And to finish off this video, I want to leave you with two major differences in high-performing closers and struggling closers. So the major difference is that before the identity shift, which is what low-performing closers have, they're always seeking approval. They're always dependent on the script. So they're always working on fixing the little things and tweaking the script, thinking that that's going to help them make the sale. When in reality, they're not focused on the right things. They're also attached to the outcome. It's like they're so worried about hearing no and being rejected that they let that ruin their whole mindset and lead them down the wrong path. High-performing closers, on the other end, do the exact opposite of what I just said. They command presence, and people trust them immediately, and they're just naturally persuasive because they catch people's attention. They get involved in the conversation so much because they care about what they're selling. Like, they care about people that they're meeting with, and what it really comes down to is that they don't really care much about the outcome. They have an abundance mindset, and they realize that even if the person they're meeting with tells them no, the next person is going to say yes, and that person is waiting right in line right behind them. Therefore, they have an abundance mind. They're having a natural conversation with the person they're meeting with, and it doesn't sound like they're being salesy or pushy. And by default, what this does is it's going to make your close rate increase because you don't really care. And I know it sounds crazy, but not caring is really the key to making more sales. So the biggest thing to take away from this video is just to recognize the little things that you're doing wrong in your sales process and in your life in general, and start correcting those things right away. Start rebuilding that identity, having better habits, and being more consistent in everything that you do in life. And it's all going to transfer over to your sales in the long run. It's all going to transfer over to these calls and the people that you're meeting with. And they can sense the type of person that you are, and they're going to put their trust into you, and you're going to start making a lot more sales. And I don't want to be like all these other sales gurus that you're watching and not implementing what they say. I want to be somebody that you can actually take actionable steps from and start implementing these things into your own lifestyle, one thing at a time. You can't just go away from this video thinking that you're just going to consume what I said and that changes will suddenly just happen. Like, you have to actually make these changes in your own life if you want to see better results in your sales as well. So I hope that even if you took one gem from this video, you're able to take that and start building and making progress towards becoming an ultimate level of yourself and being at the level that you want to be. If you like what I had to say in this video, please show some love by dropping a like. If there's anything on your mind, any video topics that you would want me to talk about down the road, just drop those in the comments as well. And I'll be sure to get to those topics when I do have a chance. Other than that, I will be back next time, and I will be back with more content.